My name is Shaida Dusenge Kamali. I am a first-year medical student at the University of Oklahoma. I'm also a blood banker. I work in the hospital lab. I'm telling the story of taking care of my younger brother. I adopted him when I was 22 years old. But really, this story is about taking care of myself and how much I have grown in the process. I am excited and I'm nervous. I've never been on stage to share such a personal story. I'm in my new apartment on campus, and there's boxes all around me. I had to move in the middle of the school year, and in front of me is my brother's suitcase. He just arrived in Oklahoma from Kigali, Rwanda. As I open it to figure out what he brought with him, I can hear his footsteps running around. I moved because I needed a bigger apartment with one more room for him. He's gonna have a room of his own. And I adopted my brother because we recently lost our mother. When I open the suitcase, the first thing I see is these red, shiny boots. I didn't know this guy likes red like that. So I set them aside and I look for shirts, shorts, socks. I find a couple of shirts, no socks. What's really taking place in his suitcase is this big bag of peanut flour, like ground peanut flour. I take the bag, I shove it into the pantry. What am I supposed to do with that? He comes in running and he says, Shaida, we're on the 3rd floor. I can take an elevator to my room. He's very excited. When we lost our mom, he didn't have anybody else, so I adopted him. He lost a home, so for the past few months, he didn't have a home as I was trying to figure out his visa and paperwork. And now he feels like he finally has a home. He's excited. I'm not excited though, I'm really nervous. I don't know how to raise a kid. He's 10 years old, I am 22. I'm a senior about to graduate college. I don't know how middle school works in the US, especially in Oklahoma. I feel like when I lost my mom, I lost the foundation of my life, and she encouraged me to study and get higher education. I got a scholarship and came to the United States, but she's gonna miss all that. She wanted me to go to medical school and be a doctor. I don't even know I can do that now. I lost the foundation of my life. I feel like I'm in the air. And now I have this child that we have to land together. I take a deep breath. I get ready for his first day of school. A friend of mine takes him because I have to go to school before him. I was doing clinicals in that year. When I see him at the end of his first day, I ask him, hey, Sean, how was your first day? Good. Did you make friends? Yes. Did you meet your teachers? Yes. I mean, he doesn't tell me any details. He still doesn't. I ask him about anything. Well, he talks about his school lunch. He says, I don't like school lunch. Okay, I say, we're gonna start packing for you. So he starts packing his own school lunches. I mean, this kid is so good. He wakes himself up early. We have a schedule of who's picking him up because I'm gone already. He never misses his alarm. He's ready at 11. He's getting himself to school and coming back. I graduate college. I take a full-time job. I work the night shift at the hospital. And we make it. Days go. I have such a supportive community. But I realize my friends move out of town. They take on new jobs. I feel stuck. This is not what I wanted to do with my life. The people I hang out with are mothers, and I am very awkward with them. I don't really know what to discuss. I don't understand football so well, and it's such a big deal in Oklahoma. And as I watch my brother grow into this brilliant young man who is in love with sports, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And when he starts driving, I teach him how to drive, and we decide we're gonna be practicing every morning when I'm getting off work so he can drive himself to school and get more practice time. So one morning I get off work, I call him, I say, hey, get ready, I'm on my way. It's 7:30 a.m., 12-hour shift. I just wanna go to bed. When I pull up to our apartment and as I watch him come out with everything in his hands instead of his backpack, I'm thinking we're already gonna be late. I move over to the passenger seat and I turn on the radio, and the sun is just shining so bright in my face. Why am I taking somebody to school? He gets into the driver's seat and he's driving. He's such a good driver. And we turn on the radio and we're listening to the radio. That's sort of our habit, because I realized if I say something, I may end up dumping all my frustration from my night shift to this poor guy who's just starting his day. So when we pull up to the last stop sign, as we're about to park the car, he sees his friends and he makes this sharp turn and hits the curb. He hits the curb so hard, I feel myself losing the air. And I'm turning red and I'm so mad, and I look at him and he says, "Oops." What? So he parks the car and I look at the time, it's 7:58. I can kick this guy out of my life right now. I say, "Get out. Go to school." He doesn't realize anything happened. He just gets his bag and walks to class with his friends. And as I move into the driver's seat, I feel so alone. The childhood my brother is having is so different from mine. I'm not sure I'm raising him right, because I grew up in a house that was always an open door. We had people coming in to eat. We had laughter. We had conversations. We had a lot of people who came to eat my mom's food because she was such a good cook and she loved sharing food. We had homeless kids come in. We had anybody in the neighborhood could come in and eat anytime. I don't feel like I'm giving that to my brother. The highlights of my childhood don't look like his. I don't really know what I'm doing. And at that moment, I want to ask my mom, how do I go on? What am I doing? And as I'm driving and I get to that first light on my way back to my apartment, I want to ask my mom, how did she raise us with so much love and comfort when she was grieving herself? My mom lost all her family to the genocide against Tutsis in Rwanda, but that wasn't part of my childhood. My childhood was food, people, laughter, and kindness. When I get to my apartment, I go to bed because I really need to sleep. And when I wake up, I go to the kitchen in the afternoon like I normally do, trying to figure out what to make for dinner. And when I open the pantry, I see that big bag of peanut flour is still there, many, many years later. And I remember when I was in college, my mom sent me an audio on how to make peanut curry. I've never listened to that audio ever since she passed away, because hearing her voice, I feel scared. I don't know what I'll hear because we lost her so suddenly. I'm not sure what that voice will tell me. But I really, really would like to hear her right now. So I find it in my phone and I click play. And the first sound I hear is my sister Shamira saying, "Okay, you can talk now." She goes, "Well, who am I talking to?" She says, "Ma, just talk." And my mom launches into this chef mode. She goes, "You chop the onions, you wash the carrots." And she's being humorous and she's like, she's on a TV show. And in 50 seconds, she's already told me how to make peanut curry. And she says, "Murakoze," like she's on a show and the lights are out. I play the audio again, over and over. This is what I missed. So I go to the fridge, I get the onion, I get the carrots, I get the peas, and I take the pan. And as I watch the onions sizzle, like she says, I add the cumin and the garlic, but she's not telling me any of the amounts. She says, "I will know when it's ready and I will know what to put in." And I make paste with the peanut flour, and as I watch it turn red and creamy, I know it's ready. By the time my brother comes home from school, I've listened to that audio way too many times. And when he comes in, he takes a shower, and I make a bowl of rice, and I put the curry on top, and we sit on the floor like we normally sit, and I'm waiting for him to take his first bite. I say, "What do you think?" He goes, "Shaida, this is my favorite food. That's why I brought a whole bag of peanut flour from home." I had never realized that. But as I watched that, how he's enjoying the food, and as I eat it and it tastes like my mom's curry, the love, the comfort, the courage that I've wanted so much is right there in my brother's eyes.